ATM is a 2012 horror Christmas film that was directed by David Brooks and written and story written by Chris Sparling, or based on a story by Chris Sparling, you could say. And this is a very claustrophobic thriller, more so too, rather than horror, although it has a lot of horror elements to it as well. Taking place on Christmas. I'd never heard of this film until literally like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, very, very recently, actually by the channel Possessed by Horror, for anybody who is familiar with that channel or wants to go check it out. It seemed like the type of film that I do gravitate to and enjoy. It's a claustrophobic one location kind of like really tight location kind of scenario, like Buried kind of thing with Ryan Reynolds, where these three people, two guys and one girl, are stuck in this ATM, which is this little tiny like box of a little building, I guess. Looks like a shed kind of thing, but with white neon lights kind of thing where people go take out money. It's a few days before Christmas. I think this takes place on the 17th of December. These people are leaving a Christmas party. They work for a corporate building kind of thing. There's a Christmas party. Josh Peck is in this film, which I liked seeing his face pop up. Josh Peck from the Nickelodeon days. In this film, he's he's a little bit older and he's much thinner and he's much taller, and it's funny seeing him because he has the exact same face and kind of the exact same voice, more mature obviously, but he's funny in here. He plays a really heavy douchebag kind of character that it really comes out when he's drunk because his character is getting drunk at this party, and then we have. This guy, like the main character, I guess you could call him the lead, has this crush on this girl who also shows up with him, and he wants to take her home to his place because they really start hitting it off. But Josh Peck's character acts like the biggest cock blocking robot from Mars, and the Zombieland reference. I don't know if I quoted it directly, but I love Jesse Eisenberg in Zombieland, where he's like, "You were like the biggest cock blocking machine sent from like back in the day," or whatever. I'm paraphrasing on the quote, but that quote makes me laugh so much. And at this ATM, it becomes this like really stocky situation where you have this guy in a parka and he's just standing outside the booth and he's getting, really sinister, really creepy, and starts to mess with them, but not necessarily just go after them and kill them. He starts to psychologically mess with them. He starts like filling the little hut with water and stuff like that. And I love this one part where he like pulls up a folding chair, like one of those beach chairs, and just sits in front of the booth and sits down on the chair and just starts watching them suffer because he turns off the heat to the place, and he also I think starts pumping the AC or something. He makes it really cold for them in there, and it's already freezing outside and everything. Now I don't want to get into too many spoilers with this film because it's my first time watching it, and I usually like to give deep dives on films that I've seen multiple times, and being that I've only seen this once, I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. Basically, I really like the claustrophobic feel to this, and I really like these small one location kind of films. I think they're really entertaining and they can be done really well, which this is. I think the biggest flaw to this film is the script writing. It really feels like a high schooler wrote this film, and it comes across in the delivery of the lines too. Like when this guy is hitting it off with this girl is just, they're talking to each other and flirting with each other, not like adults would speak. Like it really has this like high school, elementary school, like locker hallway kind of lunchtime cafeteria feel to the way these people are communicating. I think it's really funny when Josh Beck comes in and he's asking for a ride home, and he's clearly the third wheel and he takes no cues whatsoever because clearly this guy just has the perfect opportunity to take this girl home. But Josh Peck wants to get food and he's got the munchies, and then he needs to take out money from the ATM. And when they're in the ATM, I think the realism of their fear is really well done. But the script just isn't tight the way it should be, I think, and the direction too is a little wonky. Now this comes with the unrated director's cut and the theatrical cut. Obviously, I went for the unrated director's cut, And this film has like 10 minutes at the end of it, once the climax and things start to wrap up, kind of thing, where you get. I'm not going to say unnecessary, but this film keeps going and going with explanation and stuff like that, and it really ends in a place where nothing was explained. Like, for all the explaining they did for 10 minutes after, like, shit goes down and everything, for 10 minutes they start, like, showing reveals with the killer and stuff like that. That really led to nowhere, and I was just scratching my head a lot. I was like, that's. What was the point of all that? Like, it didn't conclude to anything, in my opinion. It was just strange. But it's an effective horror thriller. I will give it that, and it's fun to watch, and it's fun to be had, and I would recommend it. Like, I like the way the killer seems to have no motive. I like the claustrophobia of the film. Like, if if you're a claustrophobic person, you're gonna feel it for sure. And like films like Open House and this other one that was came out in the last like 5 years, where the killer literally had no motive. I forget the name of it now. There's Open House, but there's a film like Open House that takes place in a cabin where I wish I could. Scream Factory released it, I'm pretty sure, but I'm blanking on the name. Maybe I'll write it down at the bottom once I. Man, I wish I could remember the name of the film. I'll write it down. But yeah, when you have a film where the killer basically has no motive, I like that. I like that element to it. So it's all right. I gave it a 3.5 because it's effective for what it does. I just wish the script and the directing was better. This had the potential to be a phenomenal film, and I like the concept of it. Just not strong enough when it came to the finer, minute, tight-knit, specific details of the script writing and the directing kind of thing. But overall, a great film and a fun watch, and a good Christmas horror thriller to add to the collection. And I'm glad I have it on the collection. So go check out ATM if you haven't heard of it, like I didn't, and it's worth checking out. I don't think it's streaming anywhere right now that I've seen it in. Probably could rent it somewhere, but I found the DVD pretty cheap, so I had a good time with it. And if you've seen it, let me know what you think, and subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.